boys and girls, this is the Wishing Tree, your Max Meta from 100 Learning Together. Wishing you all a very happy and prosperous New Year 2024. Yes, this year is going to be a successful year for each and every one of you. And in this year, you are going to take a career path. Yes, to go either towards medicine or towards engineering. Yes, so have a wise choice. Do good choices. And then you have to start preparing for your board exams now itself. Only then you can get good grades, and then only you can go to select your either to first group or the second group or the third group. You can choose them wisely. Yes, so all the best for each and every one of you in this year. So let's start with the video today. So this video is for the ones who didn't even start preparing for maths yet. For the ones who didn't start revising your maths syllabus yet, okay? So each and every one of you, just listen that we are going to start our preparation from the scratch, okay? So that you can easily get centum in your maths paper in your 10th board exams, okay? So this war is going to be a now or never war, like do or die. Yes, you will be studying in social, right? It is do or die battle. As such, this is going to be a now or never war. So we are going to start our preparation from the scratch. Okay, before preparing maths, you have to know what is the syllabus. Okay, what is the weightage of each and every chapter, and which type of questions is being asked in each and every chapter. You have to be in clear about these details. Okay, so let's start with the real numbers chapters. In real numbers, they'll be asking for 6 marks. So in the 6 marks too, it will be for, you'll be having 1 marks 1 and 2 mark and 1 3 mark. This 1 mark question will be like of the form, it will be the sums related to the formula LCM into HCF, which is equal to product of the two numbers. This formula related sums will be asked in your 1 mark questions. In 2 mark questions, they'll be asking you to find the irrationality of they'll be giving you like root 3 is irrational. Prove that is root 3 plus 2 root 3 is irrational, like that kind of sums. Proving irrationality. Here, prove root 5 is irrational. Yes, this irrationality will be mostly asked in your 2 marks and 3 marks when you comes to real numbers chapter. Okay, so if you prepare for real numbers in this aspect, that is, you have to give weightage to this type of questions and then irrationality concept in particular in real numbers chapter. Okay, so moving on to the polynomials chapter. Polynomials is going to be for only 3 marks. Okay, so in this 3 marks, you'll be either having 1 mark for sure and 1 2 marks. Okay, sometimes it might be asked in 3 mark questions also. Okay, so in the 1 mark question, it will be like finding the zeros. Okay, finding zeros of quadratic polynomials. That kind of questions are being asked in your 1 mark questions in polynomials. Okay, so in 2 mark questions, they are asking you how to form quadratic polynomials. How to form quadratic polynomials, or else like find the variables, find A, find B, find K, etc. That type of questions are being asked in your 2 marks or 3 mark questions. Okay, so in polynomials chapter, it will be either 3 or 4 marks in your question paper. It will have 1 mark and 2 mark or 3 mark. It will be of this kind of questions. Okay, so when you start preparing, just keep this in mind and then choose your questions wisely and practice. When coming on to the third chapter, which is pair of linear equations, this chapter is going to be for 4 marks, which in particular again it will have 1 mark and 1 3 mark. Okay, so the 1 mark questions will be of the type the finding the condition for consistency. Okay, you know what is the consistency conditions, right? So these will be in your 1 mark question. So you have to be in particularly thorough with the conditions when it comes to pair of linear equations. Okay, then coming on to 3 mark question, it's completely going to be word problems. Okay, so you have to be clear with the word problems in 3rd chapter as well in 4th chapter also. Okay, so 3 mark question is going to be word problems in your pair of linear equations chapter. Okay, so then Then let's move to the quadratic equations. Quadratic equations is also for 6 marks. So this 6 marks is it for 1 mark and 5 marks. So this 5 mark you already know, it is going to be word problems. Yes, what is the 1 mark type of question? Which is the 1 mark type of question is based on nature of roots. It's going to be completely based on nature of roots. Okay. So you have to be very clear about the discriminant formulas, and when delta is less than 0, what? Del equal to 0, how to find k? Yes, this type of questions you have to be clear when it comes to quadratic equations. Okay. So word problems word problems are the most important factors in quadratic equations. It's compulsorily you can attend 1 5 mark question if you are thorough with word problems in quadratic equations. So practice it well at the start itself. So you have upstream, downstream questions, etc. and etc. You know, like ages, every type of word problem you have to practice. Okay. So when we move to the next chapter, which is what? Arithmetic progression. It is also going to be for 6 marks. So in the 6 marks, it's going to be 2 1 marks and 1 4 mark question. It will be this type. Okay. In the 1 mark questions, they will be asking you to find the common difference. Okay. 1 marks, it is always like easy problems, right? So the MCQs will be like finding common difference or finding the yes, to how to choose which is the correct sequence, the next term of the sequence. Yes, so this type of questions will be asked in your 1 mark questions. Okay, so when it comes to 4 mark questions, it will be like sum of n terms. Find the sum of n terms. This type of questions is being asked in your 4 mark questions. Okay, in 4 marks they are asking you to what? Find sum of n terms type of questions. And also it is based on the, like, it will be mostly in case study type of questions. Okay. So when it comes to triangles, it is going to be either for 6 marks or for 8 marks. It is, you know that, right? This is high weightage chapter 2. Okay. So in this you will be having 1 2 mark. Okay. 1 2 mark, 1 5 mark, and yes, 1 5 mark question. Okay. In 1 mark you will be having you will be applying the theorems, okay, or applying the similarity conditions and theorems applications. Okay. Yes, you have to apply these theorems or applications so that you get answers. Such type of 1 mark questions will be there. And when it comes to 2 mark questions, you have to attend the proof, that is, you have to prove this, you have to prove that proof related questions will be asked in what? 2 mark questions. And in 5 mark questions, they may ask you to prove the theorems. Yes, all the theorems, BPT theorem, etc. and etc. All the theorems in triangles chapter will be comes under 5 mark questions. So you have to prepare in accord. Okay. So let's move to the next next chapter, which is coordinate geometry. This coordinate geometry is also for 6 marks or 8 marks, which will have 2 1 marks and 1 2 mark and 1 4 mark question. Okay, so it's completely of the type distance and section formula. Yes, if you are thorough with these 2 concepts, then you can easily ace this 6 to 8 marks in this chapter. Okay, so let's move to the next introduction to trigonometry. In introduction to trigonometry, you will be having it for 7 marks, which has 2 1 marks and 1 2 mark and 1 3 mark question. So this will be this 2 marks in 1 marks in all will be like the things you can expect it from the trigonometric table, and 2 mark questions will be this will also be from the table itself using that is trigonometric table values. You will be finding the ratios, right? Find the value of x, find the value of this. Like that type of questions you will be having it from the trigonometric table. When it comes to 3 mark question, it's going to be using identities. Okay, so identities or to prove sums will be under this part. So introduction to trigonometry, you are going to have 7 marks, and if you are thorough with the table and identities, you can easily ace this 7 marks. Okay, so when it comes to applications of trigonometry, you all know that it is going to be for 6 marks, it is either 1 mark 1 question and 5 mark question. So you have to be ready for this 5 mark questions. You can easily write one 5 mark from the word problems of quadratic equation and another 5 mark question from applications to trigonometry part. Okay, so this is also an important thing. Okay, so the next thing is let's come to circles. Circles, you will be having it for 6 marks. In the 6 marks, you have to write one 1 mark, one 2 mark and one 3 mark part. So here you will be having prove that questions. This will be, they both will be of the type tangents. So the tangent related properties, right? You have to be clear with the tangent property so that you can easily write the 1 mark and 2 mark questions. And when it comes to this, it is completely of proof questions. Okay, so proof questions, which is like prove that the prove that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. This type of questions will be asked. This type of proving sums will be asked in your circles 3 mark question. So you have to prepare that first for your 3 mark questions. Okay, so let's move to the area related to circles. In the area related to circles, you will be expecting it for 4 marks. If you are ready to, it will be of 2 1 mark questions and 1 2 mark question. So it is 4 marks in total. So here you will be having simple area perimeter formulas. If you know, then you are ready to write your 1 mark questions. In 2 mark questions, what you have to be clear is that you have to know the area of sector or segment. This type of formulas and the methods to solve it, you have to be clear with. Okay, if you are done with this, then area related to circles 4 marks is in your hand. Okay, so let's move to the surface area and volume. This is going to be for 6 marks. Okay, so here you'll be having 1 mark and 1 5 mark. Please be ready with this 5 mark questions also. Okay, so and when it comes to statistics and this 5 mark questions, right? This 5 mark questions will be completely of any combinations related sums. Okay, so combinations related problems you have to be thorough with. Okay, yes, this is the main thing you have to prepare when it comes to surface area and volumes chapter. Okay, so coming on to statistics. In statistics, you will be having for 6 marks. In this 6 marks, you will be having it for 1 mark and 1 5 mark question. So in the 1 mark question is going to be completely of the empirical formula. You will be using only the empirical formula. So you have to be thorough with the formulas of statistics. Okay. When it comes to 5 mark question, it is finding the missing frequency. Missing frequency. This type of questions will be asked in your 5 mark questions. Okay. So when it comes to probability, the probability marks will be for 5 marks. This 5 marks will be 2 1 marks and 1 3 mark question. It is completely of easy type. You have to find the probability. You have to know what is the probability of sure event, probability of null event. You have to be known with all these type of basic definitions of probability. Okay, yes, and then you have to know how to find the probability value for when it give 2 dice are rolling or a coin is being spent. So this kind of questions, at least and at most, you have to know the difference between at least and at most. Okay, so these are the major things you have to be clear when it comes to probability. Okay, so these are the weightage of each and every chapter and how many which type of questions is being asked in each and every chapter I have given you. Okay, from here, how to start preparing for each and every chapter. If you want to start preparing, first you have to start with the NCERT problems. I have given you the weightage, right? So first you have to start with the heavy weightage chapters. Okay, with the heavy weightage chapters, start with the NCERT problems. Then what you have to do, you have to completely master it and switch on to exemplar problems. Once you are clear with the NCERT and exemplar problems, if you are well prepared with these two, NCERT and exemplar, then what you have to do, you have to practice at least 5 PYQs, 5 years previous year question papers. Okay, ma'am, portions have been deleted. How to prepare with the PYQs? Yes. Okay, it's fine. Even then you have other portions, right? You can write at least those PYQs and practice those sums. Okay, then at last you have to practice at least 20 MCQs per day. Okay, so if you prepare in this regard, then you will easily can get center in your board exams. Okay, so how are we going to? How our 100 learning? Our team is going to help you is we have already started putting chapter-wise expected questions for each and every chapter. Okay, so daily we are going to make you practice all this NCERT exemplar, PYQs and MCQs daily. Okay, so it is going to be for chapter-wise 50 questions we are going to give you for the first round. So with that 50 questions, you can just complete the NCERT and exemplar sums, and in the second round of one-shot revisions, we are going to help you with what? PYQs and then sample papers. Out of all these, we are also going to give you formula sheets for each and every chapter of your syllabus. Okay, so apart from these, we are going to come live to clear all your doubts. Okay, so please share all this with your friends so that we all can learn together. Okay, so in this board exam, we are going to get center in maths. So all the best.